there is one stock that is about to explode in a good way. It is a fuel cell stock. Fuel cells are like the batteries. They help create energy. They're super helpful for warehouses, for data centers, importantly, to have this new energy source. It's hydrogen fuel cells. So I don't know that you're super excited about the market right now. I'm not, given that we just had that 4% pullback on Friday, pretty much erasing all of September's gains. Turns out that sort of pullback may have been a little bit of a misunderstanding between China and the US, between China saying, hey, you know, you can have some of our rare earths, but we have to make sure we approve them before they get exported. And then Trump's truth post was kind of like, we're going to put tariffs on you. Tariff, that word really scares the market. So we'll see what happens with the market as a whole. It will impact this company, Bloom Energy. BE is the ticker. But this company is good regardless, given that it powers data centers. And data centers are going to need the power to scale up. And of course, we need AI because that's what everyone in the world is using on a daily basis with ChatGPT and the like. So let's jump into this. Hit that like button if you like it. And I think this is the stock to buy right now.
This is Sam Putnam.
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 So here's a little bit of information about Bloom Energy and fuel cells. Kind of already putting me to sleep, but essentially it's not like your engine in your car, and it's not like a battery. It continuously produces electricity as long as it has fuel and whatever that is. So probably not like a Hindenburg, blowing up blimp situation at this point. That was years ago, and highly efficient. So people are not worried as much about, fuel cells, about nuclear facilities. It's all happening. It's clean, and the company to do it is Bloom Energy. So let's take a look at the chart and why we'd be interested in this regardless of what it does. So crazy run from August through September, above 200%, 20 to 80 is absolutely wild. But notably, there is a level to buy it off of here, sort of in like the 86s. So that's probably most interesting. Maybe you're someone who is like, yeah, well, it's going to go under here, cut under here, and then, just rock it back up like in sort of a rally cry situation. I don't know that is super believable. I mean, there are companies that kind of do that. Like they kind of, break out from a level, and then you could say they go back under and then go back up. But you don't have to be like looking at these every single day, these charts every single day. I'm looking at Rocket Lab because was it easy to catch this break out? Not necessarily. But if we break this down, we can say that, well, maybe you bought in here, looking for this breakout, and then maybe you got stopped out. Okay, that's fine. So you take a little loss of 0.5%, 1%. Maybe, you actually got chopped out twice. Maybe this didn't work. You take another % loss. And then you're down here, maybe down at this point, you're like, you know what? Like, I'm not waiting for this breakout. I'm going to get in here. And so, fine. Maybe you get in here and like, maybe it goes down 0.5% and you just like roll with it. And then you essentially are well positioned to get a sort of move like that. So am I saying that's going to happen with Bloom Energy? No. I'm just saying, look, we already sort of fake breaked out once, and then, maybe that'll happen again. But at some point, when you get these compressed days, this day is actually pretty compressed, even though it doesn't look like it. It did go down, whatever it is, if 86 to 82, whatever % that is. My % thing is messed up because it's covered. But you can see this distance is from a high of 92 to a low of 82 pretty much. So 10, it's a little more than 10% in a single day, which is a lot. But this shark in the background, this green thing in the background, that's the market. So the market definitely had a nasty down day, so it's not surprising this went down. So this is actually relative strength to the market, given a lot of other stocks on that particular day absolutely got crushed. And you can look at big caps, which essentially are going to match up with the market. But even if we look at some smaller names, although there were some that held up, Iron data centers sort of held up. RGTI was a quantum name that held up really well. I do think that based on the overall pattern, you can't be buying this up here, right? That's crazy. Same deal with data center play. This used to be a crypto miner, right? But now they're doing AI infrastructure data centers. They can just repurpose the GPUs. So I do think that this Bloom Energy is just better positioned because it already had this retracement and then it showed some strength and now it's coming back to this level, which is super interesting. You do have to be careful with holding into earnings, but those are actually not for just over 2 weeks, October 28th. So that is the idea, Bloom Energy. That's sort of what to look for to buy it. And to make sure you sort of see a little more information about it, here's the deal. They have some partnership with CoreWeave and Oracle to get those fuel cells into those data centers. And those are the behemoths. I mean, CoreWeave is an IPO, but it's still very much in the conversation, even though it did pull back on Friday, of course. It really didn't pull back that much compared to the massive red candle in the SPY. So CoreWeave has been pretty ugly. It's just sort of marching up. It just has these moves up and then pulls back and then has these wicks and then pulls back. But it is marching up. It is grinding up off this red line, which is the 50-day moving average, 20-day actually. This one is the 50-day. So it's bullish. I mean, I don't know exactly how to get positioned in a stock like this. Maybe you risk off a level like this or this line, but it's certainly been a difficult one. I think Bloom Energy is easier. That's sort of a line to do it. Oracle is another one that has been a little choppy and difficult and actually went down when we found out that they sort of might not be able to lease out all those OpenAI chips. Or if they do lease them out, they don't have as good a margin. So it's a learning experience. This whole, Nvidia invests in companies and then those companies go and buy Nvidia's chips. It's sort of uncharted territory, except you could say maybe it's not so uncharted because this is what happened in the late 90s with the whole Cisco situation. And yeah, there's definitely a little bit of hesitation about Oracle as far as what forecasts financials are accurate, how much of those chips are actually going to be utilized. So just because there's these big flashy $100 billion investments, Nvidia investing in OpenAI buying AMD chips, all that, OpenAI agreeing to buy 30-40 billion of Oracle chips. If Oracle's losing 100 million from renting out their chips, then it's like, okay, this is starting to unravel. But I mean, the stock's actually holding up pretty well after earnings, so I think that's largely overblown. I think this whole ecosystem with Oracle, CoreWeave, and Bloom Energy is certainly intact, even after some of these massive runs. I think the market did sell off, of course, and Bloom Energy was, affected by that sell-off as well. And despite all of that uncertainty, I still think that there are companies to buy. And I've talked about Oklo, I've talked about MP, I've talked about AMD. There's a lot to be excited about here. Alibaba as well, with this sell-off being just, accelerated by Friday's move. But I do think that Bloom Energy is right in the mix with those, and it actually barely sold off at all. So this isn't like a buy the dip opportunity like BABA. It's more of a risk very little, and you're probably going to do all right. I mean, if it only moved this much down on this massive red day, it almost was a green day. It open was pretty close to the close. I don't think this is that risky. So yeah, that's about the worst you can expect, which is it's a 10% move, but this is a stock that it's an $80 stock. It's not like you're putting a huge amount of your net worth in this anyway. I hope. So that's the idea. That's Bloom Energy. If you like these ideas, hit that like button. If you like talking about these ideas, head over to stockscommunity.com. You can try it out for $25 for 7 days. And if you haven't hit that subscribe button, hit that subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.
This is Sam Putnam. This is Sam Putnam.
This is Sam Putnam.
This is Sam Putnam.
This is Sam Putnam.
This is Sam Putnam.
This is Sam Putnam.
This is Sam Putnam.